you have to get out and you have to meet people and you have to have those conversations that you wouldn't have had before. And that has helped me grow as a person and as a leader also.
Hi, welcome back to Mills County Roots. I'm Carlene Hall, and I'm here at the Mills County Chamber office with Gitzy Loader. Good morning, Gitzy.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. Well, we've had a lot of fun this morning. We've been out to the Glenwood Lake Park and we walked around a little bit out there and had a good conversation. So Gitzy, the way I like to start these is to talk a little bit about the people that I'm talking with.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, your background.
Okay. This opens as a big question.
It does.
I'll try to keep a synopsis, but I think it's all important what I'll tell you. So, I am first generation. So both of my parents are from Chile, from South America, and I was born in Queens, New York. Born there, not raised.
Mm-hmm.
Raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So
wow, that's quite a difference between
yes,
Queens, New York, and Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when I tell people that, and I don't have the cool New York accent, so I was raised in the Midwest, so I will claim
But you don't
the
have that
Midwest.
Oklahoma accent either.
I know, because I've lived in 10 cities.
Okay.
So in my lifetime, I've lived in 10 cities. So it's, I am kind of that melting pot in that I've had those different experiences.
Yeah.
So,
well, we have that in common. We'll have
yes.
to talk about that offline sometime.
Well, I think it's very important
Yeah.
as we become the people that we become and the leaders that we become in our life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a piece of the story.
Right.
And so I never want to dismiss that piece. So that's a little bit of like kind of that core background. I was raised by a single mom. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. And, growing up in the Midwest, with that understanding that I had an immigrant parent who, was raising 3 girls by herself, I developed a lot of qualities that many other people that I was around didn't. And so some of my strengths really are because of how I was raised. Now I can see happened because of, my upbringing. And so I've really taken those and embraced those strengths that I have that were kind of raised in a survival mode, maybe.
I totally understand exactly what you're talking about, and also raised by a single mom.
Okay.
For most of the time.
Right.
I had a stepfather too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I really get that, Gitzy, and I get what it's like to move to a new place.
Right.
A lot of times. And at certain ages, it's different. Like you move in elementary school and you just go into the classroom and you are one of the classmates, right? You move in junior high and groups have already formed and you don't know where you fit and you figure it out and then you move again. And so there's a lot of character development there because of you experiencing having to reintegrate yourself into different communities or different groups, and you learn social skills and sales skills and marketing skills, because really when you're a kid and you're going through that, you're having to sell yourself to people everywhere you go, right?
Yeah.
So I really get that. So that's really interesting, and I'm sure we'll come back around to that as we're talking.
I love to talk about it because it is a piece of who I am, and a lot of the characteristics and strengths that I have been developed from my youth. And so we think about that for anybody, and even going now into what I do now here at the chamber, it helps me understand people in similar situations.
Exactly, and it doesn't take anything away from people who have had the good fortune to be raised in the same place and live in the same place and raise their families, and what a sense of home that brings, and that really, to me, that those are the very cornerstones of the communities like we're in. So what brought you to Mills County?
Yeah, so life experiences. Life has a funny way of putting you in situations you would never have planned. So I came here in 2016 and was living in Kearney, Nebraska before, and near Hutchinson, Nebraska before that, Hiawatha, Kansas before that, and then of course raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So a lot of moving around, a lot of meeting really cool people, and in this process, just growing as a person, unconsciously, unaware that I was like actually
Oh,
and putting myself in those situations, right? So
right,
I learned how to be adaptable very young.
right.
But yeah, it's been an interesting ride. So life experiences brought me here in 2016.
Okay, okay. So you've been here for 10 years.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
yes, 10 years. It'll be 10 years at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Very nice.
Thanks for aging me more.
Well, I've been here for 20,
Oh my
so
gosh, yes. Okay, good.
this time.
Yeah.
But um, living in Southwest Iowa, and this always comes into play when I'm talking to people. I've lived here and moved away from here and come back
Oh,
multiple times.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So in one of my recent interviews with a fun, jovial friend of mine, he said, "So we'll just call you Boomerang."
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, yeah, that works." So anyway, there's something that draws you here, and once you're here, and once you get involved, you really become a part of the community here,
Right,
right?
right,
And it's warm, and it's welcoming. It's not always for someone that's coming in from the outside. It takes a while for, not that they're not welcome, but it takes a long time to feel part of that,
right.
right? So
And I would say that's part of my story
yeah.
is that we moved here in 16 and I wasn't integrating right away into the community because I was still doing, this area is kind of that best of both worlds where
Ah,
people work in Omaha and Council
mm-hmm,
Bluffs metro area and then they come here. And so that's what I was doing for many years,
right.
going to work there, well, dropping the kids off at school in the morning, then going over there, then coming back and grabbing the kids and then doing the family thing. And so
Yeah.
did that for many years, and really in the last year and a half since I've been in this role has allowed me to integrate into more of Mills County and really get to know the people of
Mm,
Mills County. And a lot of the places that I lived before, I'd never got to establish those relationships because we did move a lot, and so
uh-huh.
this whole experience in the last 10 years is different than it's been in my whole life where I feel like I'm a part of the community, and I can only say that selectively about a couple places, but
Yeah.
it's a game changer when you allow yourself to integrate into the community and be a part of the community.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is, and I love it. It's and part of it is taking some ownership,
Right. I was just going to say that.
taking some
Yes.
ownership of contributing to the community,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
And as you said, you came into this job, what did you say, a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was October of 24.
Okay, so a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
you just said in a year and a half, that's when you really started to feel like you were part of the community. Really
Obviously
start to feel like,
this job makes you kind of do it,
it does.
but also I've had to get out of my comfort zone where I had developed the habit of just going to Omaha and Council Bluffs and coming home, and then
Yeah, yeah,
you have to get out and you have
yeah.
to meet people and you have to have those conversations that you wouldn't
Mhm,
have had before, uh, and that has helped me grow as a person and as a leader
mhm,
also.
mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot to that, but yes.
yes, yes. So kudos to you for coming in, for taking the big step,
Yeah,
because uh, I know they're wonderful bedroom communities in
yes,
Mills County.
totally.
They're wonderful. But to come in and really get involved and
Hmm.
really kind of immerse yourself,
Right.
and it's good for your kids
Yeah,
too, right? I mean, it's always been good for my kids. The more you're involved in the community, you know who you're raising your kids around,
totally.
right? You get to
Yes.
know people, and with that comes a level of comfort that allows you to continue to grow and
Right.
develop and stretch out and be creative, because that part of your brain is at rest
Hmm.
for the most part,
Hmm.
when in other situations as a parent we're like hyper vigilant about where are the kids, what
Yeah.
are they doing, who
Yeah.
are they with, what's going on. But when you are among trusted community,
Hmm.
you have that sense of peace
Totally.
that allows you to be more of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things in the coaching world, which I did for several years, is people would say, you ask them, what do you want?
Hmm.
Right? What does a person want in life? Right? Whether you're an individual, everybody's an individual, whether you're a business owner or a leader or whatever. So, peace, inner peace, joy, are two of the big ones,
Yeah.
right? And so when you're talking about that peace, I think it is that place where you can kind of let your guard down and just know that you're in a safe space.
Right.
And so safety is such a big piece of building trusting relationships, right? And it's not just about like this, it's about, we're talking about community, we're talking about business interacting with business and human to human. And every community is people, every business is people. It's all about people. It sounds so fundamental and so basic, but at the core, this is my job. It's about people. Whether it is this one-on-one, whether it is one-to-many, it's understanding the human dynamic and how we can advocate and empower business owners, budding entrepreneurs, even the youth in the schools to start saying,
who are you? What do you want to be when you grow up? Where do your talents lie? What are your desires? Yeah.
And that can cause anxiety in people. But what my goal is to bring the peace to it, to say that I can explore those ideas without having anxiety. That I can also be adaptable. If I go one way and start a business here, I may want to do a different business the next 2 or 3 years later. Like, it just allow that opportunity to experience life. And I think we're in a really special place here that we can let our guard down here in Mills County in Southwest Iowa. Whereas if you're in a big city, you're kind of always hyper vigilant, right? Because you're just always moving, going. So this kind of lets you say, okay, explore some more, explore.
Exactly.
Here, right? For yourself.
Exactly.
But also the natural wonder and beauty that we have here in Mills County and Southwest Iowa.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. You know, I brought my mom to visit when I had first moved here, and it was summertime, and the cornfields and the bean fields and the rolling terraced farms and the Luss Hills, the bluffs, and she said we've been a lot of places in the United States, and my mom said, I think this is the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
I love it, yes.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, Gitzy, that I am really in awe of the wisdom that you have. And in speaking with you, you are just full of life wisdom. And I'm I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to think about it.
Okay.
I want you to think about
I love thinking.
what the benefits are to living in Mills County. But I also want to touch on something that you said when you ask people what they want, and they say joy and peace and peace of mind, and in Mills County we have the opportunity to want that. In a lot of situations in the world, it's money driven.
Sure.
It's money bottom. I mean, we all have to have money to survive, but it's money driven. And if you're in, say, in New York, where there's the stock exchange and all that, everything's focused on money. The cost of living is almost out of reach for the common person.
Right.
And so to hear you say that when you ask people what they want, that's what they tell you, that's comforting to me. Because as we were talking about having that peace of mind, if you're living among people who say, I want a Rolls Royce, or I want a Lamborghini, or I want a big house, or I want a house and a lake house, and I want a boat, and I want this and I want that, that element of humanity escapes. And then when people want those material things, they don't want the joy and the peace for you or for your children. But here in Mills County, to me, everyone wants that for each other. And I feel like in these communities, separately and collectively, that neighbors are being neighbors and they are looking out for one another.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's you could take me into a whole nother rabbit hole of that. I would say that the materialistic side of things, we can look at a textbook and just say that's not going to fulfill you, right? Yes, it's okay to have big dreams and big visions. It's okay to want to have $1 million company, especially, not even in Mills County. We could say that there are entrepreneurs that have that goal.
Right.
But there's a different purpose behind it. I feel from the people that I've talked to in this region that it is about the impact that they're making and it's about their legacy. I don't feel that it's about getting a thing, right? I think so.
Right.
That's what I know of Southwest Iowa and Mills County, is that the people here are doing it for a much deeper purpose.
Right.
Even if they get a Rolls Royce
Mhm.
later, they've got the
Right.
money, they can have the money, but they're using that to come back into the community to live the quality of life that they have for themselves. And ultimately, they have brought a value and a service to the region that we just have to be grateful for, because I feel like everybody that starts a business is doing it because there's something within them that they have to express
Oh,
that is
sure.
going to bring value.
That drive, that
Yeah.
internal drive
Yeah.
to produce,
Right.
to create,
Create. Yep.
but also for the purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's deeper than the material.
Mhm.
Uh, I feel like people here care.
Yeah.
Um, when you can slow down and you can have inner peace, uh, you can care. I don't think that you can care as much when you're really looking at the materialistic frame of things and you're caught up in a fast world, right?
Or stress just to
Yeah,
make ends meet.
right. And it's not that people don't want to care. I
Mhm.
feel like
Mhm.
as humans that's at our core.
Yeah.
I think that we're closer to that side of human collectiveness here in
Mhm.
Southwest
Mhm.
Iowa that I've ever felt than living in like a big city.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can allow that to happen much more naturally, not have all the busyness around us,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so, one of the things, even with tourism, that we're trying to get people to come here and kind of slow down and
Yeah.
find that inner peace here in Southwest Iowa,
Mhm.
because they can step away from Omaha and the bigger cities, and even Des Moines or Kansas City can come here and just slow down for a bit and
Yeah.
connect.
This is
Right?
a place to take a break.
Yeah. And so when I started, we created 3 core values: connection, community, and collaboration.
Mhm.
We played off the Mills County Chamber of Commerce, the
Oh,
CCC.
sure.
So, but it's true. And so
Mhm.
anything that we do, we really want to focus on how is this creating community? How are we collaborating? And
Mhm.
how are we creating connection?
Mhm.
That's at the core what we want, is we want to connect. We want to
Right.
feel that we're valued, that we're loved,
Mhm.
that what we're doing has purpose and meaning. And I feel that community is purposeful.
Mhm.
I think as a human, if you're a part of a community, you have purpose.
Right.
So I never want people to feel like they're alone. And so that's why community is so important. We are
Mhm.
a chamber of commerce,
Mhm.
but community is essential to our growth and
Mhm.
to the business community,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I think we need to say right here, this is not a typical chamber of
Correct.
commerce.
Yes. Yes.
It's not typical in that there is community
Yeah.
involved. There is, and not that there's not in other chambers, but these are neighbors.
Right.
These are neighbors. They know each other's children. They know each other's grandchildren. They
Right.
know each other's grandparents. And I was going to tell you earlier, years ago, worked in the funeral industry
Oh,
here in Southwest Iowa.
okay.
And when we were talking about legacy
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking about what people leave behind, um, I don't think I ever went to a single funeral that wasn't deeply felt in the community,
Yeah.
deeply you you're able to see what the legacy is that people leave behind.
Right.
And it's not just effectual to their family, but it's effectual to the whole community,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and the area. So I you really made me consider that in that conversation, because when you see a life completed and a life comes to an end and you see that legacy left behind, you really see
So
that
then does it really end?
community. It doesn't.
Right?
It
If it's
doesn't.
legacy, right? And
Right.
so at the banquet, I wanted people to think about that legacy starts now. This
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
legacy for you, and this is
Mhm.
legacy for
Right.
me. We're
Right.
creating our own legacy, and
Yes.
in that, we're all connected, right? So now I'm connected
Yeah.
to your world.
Yes.
And so it's so much easier for us to do that here in this region where we
Mhm.
are,
Mhm.
because it's it's harder in a big city to connect,
Yeah.
right? Because we're all just
It
moving
is.
fast
It's
and fast
fast
paced,
movement,
right?
and you go in your door, behind
Right,
your door, and you're at home,
right.
right? Here, you go to the grocery store,
Yeah,
you're still home.
yeah, right,
You
yeah,
you you go pump your
yeah,
gas at Casey's,
yeah,
you see everybody, and you're
exactly.
still home,
Yes, yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
I wasn't raised in a small town, but
Uh-huh.
now that I have been living in small towns for quite a large number of my life, I hate, oh my gosh, I'm so old.
No, you're
I'm
not.
not. I'm not old, I know. Um, I'm just wiser.
Yeah, that's right.
I have really, I've always considered myself a city girl, but I love this pace of life, and I love where I am in
Hmm.
life, and I love the people that I'm meeting here. It's adding a level of depth and meaning to my life that uh, you just never really plan for.
Yeah.
Like it's just happening so, like you said earlier, serendipitously.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, that's I am so glad that we have connected. And on a level also, both what I do and what you do is to help other people.
Correct.
And that's what's fulfilling.
I'm here to serve.
Yes,
100%.
I am too.
I've done the work. I've had my life experiences. I'm not done with my life. I
Right,
mean, I'm
right.
still like loving life,
Hmm.
but I know I am here to give back to the community,
Right.
and to impact individuals so that they can also find that purpose,
Hmm.
live that legacy,
Hmm.
and leave a legacy
Hmm.
that they love.
Right,
You
right.
know.
So let's talk a little bit about your experience and the things that you've done. You uh, came here and you worked in Omaha for a while,
Yep.
but then you and your sister started a business.
Yeah, we had a team and leadership development company. So we had it for a few years. I think it was almost 7 years. We would go into companies and do just that leadership development,
Mhm.
more than just the strategy. We were looking at and really helping people think, not what to think, but how to think, how to
Mhm.
process their
Mhm.
thinking so that they could really develop it's human development,
Right,
right?
right.
Um, so that was amazing. And I totally grew in that role. Uh, Probably so at the end of 24, right before I got this position, we kind of went, we were at different places in our life.
Mhm.
And so,
Tell about that, the because that's important
yeah,
to why that stopped. It
yeah,
and it doesn't leave it vague.
yeah,
You let that go because at the different places you were in
yeah,
your life, and where
yeah.
were you both at that time?
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting because again, you can't, what did I say? You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards, right? So I can sit here and reflect
Hmm.
back
Uh-huh,
and say,
uh-huh.
but I couldn't have ever told you that how everything was going to play out.
Right.
And so a lot of faith goes into that. But uh, I would say, I had been married. I have two kids, 11 and 13.
Mhm.
And then she was in a different place in both places there. So
Mhm.
we just got to the place where I think we wanted to sprout kind of individually,
Uh-huh.
and we had amazing experiences together. We did a lot together and created a business. And for us, was really exciting is that we're first generation children.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Being entrepreneurs, making it work for 7 years, that was like a big kudos to us, and we were very proud of that. And then it was the next chapter of life, and I think that release
Mhm.
is okay in any aspect of life,
Right,
personal or professional. That
right.
comes at a time where, and you have to know
Hmm.
that, yes, this is the time to move to the next level, right?
Yes.
And so, uh, anyway, so that's where I was.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So the great thing about that is the respect for one another because your children were older and she was
Hmm.
going to have children
Correct. Wanted
and
children.
yes,
Yeah.
wanted children.
Hmm.
So that you parted from
Yes.
that business
Right.
mutually
Right.
respectful of one another and sometimes it's hard to do something like that with a sibling. So
Yeah.
kudos to
Yeah. We did
you
it for a long time. So.
and to be able to work. A lot of siblings are able to work together really closely.
Yeah.
Mine are all A-type personalities, so it's like
Well,
we're all the boss.
okay, so I just had the leadership class 7 start this
Uh-huh,
week,
uh-huh.
and I had them do the Gallup strengths.
Okay.
So have you done that?
I
Have
don't
you
know if I've
taken your
done
Gallup strengths?
Gallup, but
Okay.
I've
Yeah,
done a
there's a
lot of
lot of
those
assessments.
personality assessments.
So it's interesting. It was interesting to see all the different personalities
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that. So, uh, but what the point of Gallup is to play off your strengths,
Hmm.
right?
I
So
think mine was woo.
I'm
I
a
think that was my
that was my
strongest.
old
Woo.
one.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
retook it with this class.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
8 years ago I took it, and I only had one similar characteristic, one theme that was the
Oh,
same. They all changed
interesting.
except
Interesting.
for one activator. So Woo was my top
Oh,
one
I need
on
to,
my pass.
yeah,
Yeah,
mine
take
was,
it again.
I want to take it
Some
again.
people take it and it's pretty close.
Oh,
Mine was completely different except for one. And there's 5 themes.
yeah.
So anyway, so that was interesting. But I'd be curious to see what yours are.
Yeah, life changes you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Life does change you, and some people at their core kind of stay the same. But so yeah, I think what I noticed is that my focus is different, right? And the way, so when I was younger, I did have woo, which is winning others over.
Yes.
Because I was in sales and I was like,
Right.
trying to like vibrant and like trying to get in the door of businesses. And
Sure.
and now I'm more thoughtful. I take a step back. I can understand more because of my wisdom of 45 years.
Yeah. Your wisdom is far beyond your 45 years.
I know.
Yeah.
So I had kind of the same, but they kind of changed because of how I perceive things now and how I look at it as like I was more reactionary back then, and now I respond more.
Okay.
Right. So I know what's worth my energy. I know what's worth my time now. And that's like another really important thing that I want businesses here in Mills County to start, and the leaders here in Mills County is like developing that next level of leadership is super important to me, because I think since it's about people, the communities are about people. If we grow the people, we grow the communities, and we grow Southwest Iowa in a way that I can't even explain, because we can only, like we said, connect the dots looking backwards, right? But all I know is that the more we fortify and strengthen here, it will just bloom out.
Yes. And you're in such a great space in life right now to have experienced everything you've experienced and bring it here and be with the chamber and do what you're doing. And you are at the right age to connect the younger generation and that energy with the older generation and that wisdom and experience.
Right.
And I'm always amazed at how these communities in Mills County are able to take that nostalgia and that history and bring it into the now and be such an encouragement for young people to bring their energy into that, where it all meets up, and it's fortifying from both directions.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I could take that so many ways. Okay, so what first came to mind is that I am super impressed by, I don't want to say the older generation, because I feel like I'm old too, but no, number to me is nothing. Like it's just age is just a number to me. I feel that energy from people that are 60 and 70, and I feel it from the 20s and 30s. So I love the people here that are also kind of vibing. We're on the same vibration, right? They feel all that we're matching frequencies. Like they're seeing what we're doing.
I know that sounds mumbo jumbo.
I know it sounds like woo woo,
woogly boogly, but it's not.
About energy.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
You can walk into a room and you can feel the energy of a room.
You can.
There is something there that we can't see, and I feel that with people too. You can feel the energy of a person. We just haven't been taught how to tap into that. Another conversation, but there's a beauty to that.
That's empathy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of empathy involved in that, because if you walk in the room and you feel someone else, and the empathy that happens in the room will take it up or take it down. And leadership means you bring that energy into the room. If the energy level's low, you bring it up. Right? And so that's part of the lesson of leadership.
Yeah. There's so many. I would definitely say that the energy of a leader is impactful, and if that energy isn't aligned within a person, they're not going to make the impact that they maybe are trying to make. It's going to feel harder if they aren't aligned first as a leader.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to feel hard. So I think that's why it's important for me in my role to give people a framework of how to move forward with kind of an aligned energy, purposeful. They know what they're moving towards.
A self-centering.
Yeah.
Knowing who you are. Yeah. And that comes with the age, and that comes with wisdom.
Absolutely.
And that's the beauty of people who are older and people who are younger, because that peace and that energy and that sense of confidence and that sense of knowing, that translates to the young people who just bring all their energy and they're like, let's do it. And then somebody's like, okay, wait a minute, we tried that when this is what happened. And
so a piece to that, I am that person. I am the do it. I'm like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
activator.
I
I have that
know.
activator theme. So I just want to do things.
Yeah.
So when I came into this role, I still have big visions, and I
Mhm.
want to do a lot. But what I've learned, and what I'm embracing also is tradition.
Uh-huh.
So in Southwest Iowa, there's a lot of tradition,
Yes.
and I didn't have that growing up because it was kind of mixed with, my mom is trying to learn a new language, and we're in a new culture for her,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to make sure that she can understand English, and she's trying to learn English, and like we're learning Spanish, and like so there's
Okay.
a lot of that going on. I didn't have the tradition. I would see my American friends and their turkey dinners and
Uh-huh.
Thanksgiving
Uh-huh.
dinners and Christmas
Okay.
dinners,
Right.
and all the traditions that you would think,
Sure.
right? And so being here for a little over a year and really integrating,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very aware of
Mm-hmm.
what's important, of the tradition that what we would say the older generation has been
Sure.
doing, um, but also the beauty that they can teach the younger generation, and even the piece of slowing down a bit. For me, I'm an
Mm-hmm.
activator. I want to go, I want to do, I
Right.
want to create
Right.
momentum. But if there's an honoring that I've had to tap into, honoring what has been built over time here, and what people have already done,
Mm-hmm.
which I completely admire and respect, and really keeping that alive while
Mm.
trying to grow and
Yes.
make this a viable, living, breathing thing that, if we're not growing, we're dying, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
taking tradition, honoring it, but then how do we move that forward with new ideas and new thinking
Mm-hmm.
that integrates those
And
two?
still hold space
Exactly.
for the nostalgia
Yeah.
and and what makes what keeps the people who are older in their lives, what continues to comfort them
Absolutely.
in the
Yeah.
community. Because and that's the crazy thing about what's going on right now technologically in business, in life, and AI and
Yeah.
everything. It has absolutely no regard for that
Right.
nostalgia and
Yeah.
that comfort, and we have to step in as humans and slow that down
Right.
to the point that we don't just we're embracing it, but we're not just giving ourselves to it.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
We're protecting.
Yeah.
And when you talk about traditions, and here in Southwest Iowa, I have to mention you're fully aware of maid rights.
I found out
Okay.
about them.
And you're also aware of chili with cinnamon rolls, right?
Oh, that was in Oklahoma.
Oh, was it
We did
Oklahoma
have that
too?
too. Yeah.
Okay,
When
okay.
they had that for lunch day, I was like so excited.
I thought that was I
It's
thought
a
that was an
Midwest
Iowa thing.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think so.
well, good to know. I had
Yeah.
somebody tell me it was in Nebraska. I was like, no, it's
No.
Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So those,
traditions,
yeah,
yes.
those traditions are
But
fun.
one thing I've noticed, even in Mills County, so we have technically 9 cities in Mills County,
Mm-hmm.
right? Including, Tabor has Fremont and Mills.
Yes.
So we, in my year and a half of wisdom learning these things now, is don't go into Southwest Iowa thinking that you're just going to go in and change everything.
Oh,
The
yeah.
tradition is there.
Yeah.
And every town in this county has its own story. So, and they have more than that. They have their own stories. They have their own identity.
Right.
And the Chamber of Commerce is not here to change that. The
Right.
Chamber of Commerce is here to support, advocate, and tell those stories.
Right.
So, for business owners, for those entrepreneurs, for the people that live in these communities, we are just a bridge to help share the stories. We aren't coming in to take
love
over
that.
and
Right.
like AI
Change anything.
like
Right.
yeah,
Right.
we want to grow. We
Yeah.
want to continue to grow so that those places are still places that, because of those stories, that we can keep these towns alive, viable.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these towns just want a coffee shop. A lot of these towns just want a place to commune.
Right.
And I have a lot of vision for that, but we have to start telling those stories more. And that's why I appreciate what you're doing so much, because it is deeper than grow, 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 grow. We need to grow at a pace that embraces and honors the tradition and integrates it with technology,
Right.
And that vision forward.
Yes, and you see in these towns historical societies.
Right.
Well, there's a Fremont County Historical
Oh, sure.
Society. There's Tabor
Yep.
Historical
Oh, yeah.
Society. There is now the Malvern Historical Museum
Yeah, I'm
that's
excited
in the
about that.
process of
Mhm.
being built and
Silver
curated.
City,
Silver City.
Mills County Museum.
Yes, and
There's
the
a
Mills
lot.
County Museum
Mhm.
here. There's a lot of that. So that's important to
Mhm.
these communities. And I love the fact that you are so conscientious of that and so respectful as because you're pretty much a one girl show here, right? At the chamber.
I have a
And
lot of help from my ambassadors, the board of
mhm,
directors, people that are advocating.
mhm,
If I couldn't do what I do without the people
right.
around me.
And your membership though is also part of
Correct.
what the chamber
Oh,
does.
it's everything.
It exactly.
Yeah,
It also is a community, a micro community in the
absolutely.
larger
Yeah,
community that reaches out to
yeah,
all those Mills County
yeah.
towns. So yes, I am very excited that you are here and that you're doing this because I think you are going to be such an amazing uh, liaison between business and community, and or already are, and like you said, building trust.
Yeah.
You have a great amount of integrity, and um, the minute that we met, it was just warm and fun, and we started chattering, and we had a hard time stopping, like we were doing
Like
right
right now.
now. But I love your brain, and I love your vision, but your vision is not Gitzy's vision.
Yeah.
Did I say that
Gitzy.
wrong?
It's okay. I get it. This is good that we're getting it on camera. It's Gitzy.
It's Gitzy. Yeah, that is good that I said that. That's the first time I've ever said Gitzy.
I know it is.
I've always
I was
said
like,
Gitzy.
what? You
Who
should
are
know
you?
this. No, it's okay.
But it's not your vision,
Yeah.
but it's you bringing your experience to the vision that's already here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so thank you for coming here, and thank you for honoring what has already been built here.
It took me. I had to get checked.
Uh-huh.
I checked myself because I could
Right.
see that my city girl, like, the way I've been operating in Omaha and
Mhm,
Lincoln
mhm,
might be a
mhm.
little different than I would operate here.
Uh-huh.
And but there was personal growth in that where I had to go through my own reflection and say, you know what, if this is going to be viable and if this is going to grow and if I'm going to make the impact that I want to make too as a human, I need to slow down a bit.
Yeah, that's an element of relationship, and that is a, a huge indicator of your willingness to create relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's amazing.
And just probably like what you're doing amazing. And your story, your ability to share people's story is, I can't, I know it that we can't see the impact of it right now because you're in it right now, only 5 weeks in,
Right, 5
right?
weeks in. Yeah,
It's bigger than
yeah. I'm
bigger than
excited
now,
about
right?
it. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to tell those people's stories, and just like Lauren Culp,
Yeah.
who has been the director of the Mills County Museum for the past year, I think, well, since April, I think, or May. And I got to sit over there with her and interview her.
Yeah.
So we have oral history of that step that she built in that museum.
Right.
And it was such a short period of time, and she accomplished so much. But Mills County Roots was able to get that oral history
Yes.
of where that museum was when she started and where it is when she's walking away to go to her next step.
Sorry, I got really excited.
No, I'm excited
That was awesome.
too.
I just
Yeah.
had like this aha moment. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so powerful.
And it's
right?
the same thing about where you are
Yeah.
right now with the chamber,
Right.
and where it's going to go from here.
Right, exactly.
You know,
So we're planting these seeds that we don't even know
Mhm.
how they're gonna, but they are gonna
Right, it's
sprout.
fun,
They might,
isn't it?
and this is the part that I was gonna talk about is, seeds grow in the dark.
Yes.
Sometimes, and you might feel this way, we're not moving fast enough. Like
Oh.
we feel like we haven't done enough yet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe that's kind of like the high achiever in us. But I feel like sometimes I'm like, I've had to take 3 steps back, right? I'm like, but know that these steps back that I'm doing the foundational work
Right.
is going to be impactful going
Yeah.
forward. So
And let's enjoy the process.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just going to enjoy what we're doing.
Presence. That's another piece that people ask for in leadership development and life coaching. They say, I want to be more present in my life. So presence brings inner peace,
Mm-hmm.
reduces the anxiety, and then you can tap into that
Yeah.
joy. It's all inner. Everything's
Right.
inner.
It is.
Right.
And it's the here and the now.
Right.
You can't do anything about yesterday.
Right.
It's gone. The only thing you can do about yesterday is learn from it.
Yeah.
You have to be still
Yeah.
now
Right.
so that you can be present
Yeah.
to be able to see where you're going.
And I think that's what
from
you're doing.
here.
You're creating that ability for people to slow down and be present. And this is living, like being here and now,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So I appreciate what you're
Such
doing
a
very
joy.
much.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Now I want to go back to my question.
Oh no. Oh
What
gosh.
are the benefits for you of
Okay.
living in Mills County?
As a human, the benefits of living in Mills County are that I do have peace of mind. My children are my world, right? So they're 11 and 13, and I can know that they can walk home and be safe. And the neighbors that we have are amazing, and that they can, if they need help, and I'm not there, if I'm working, they can go ask a neighbor, and I would be completely fine with that because I trust them. As a human, it has also allowed me to listen to who I am more, to have that peace, to have that space where I can tap into my truth more and more every day. Whereas if I lived in a big city, it would be every once in a while when I get to, meditate or whatever, slowing down. Not that you're not making progress, slowing down, you can still be progressive in that because you're not in a hurry and you're not in anxiety. So for me, it is giving me that inner peace for myself as a human, as a woman, but also inner peace for my children, knowing that they're in a safe environment. So uh, everything here in Mills County, we can, find very unique pieces of businesses, business owners who are creating something that is special, right? It's their thing that they feel passionate about. And I think if we can listen to them and see what, like the stories that you're telling, if we can see the value of what we have right here from the people that are doing what they're doing here, beyond the physical beauty of this area, I think there's a depth there. If we are present, there's so much pausing and slowing down that needs to happen for us to do this. But I'm really grateful for the business owners in Mills County that are providing the value that you can't find in the way that we can experience it here, right? So
Right.
it is almost like the experience of Southwest Iowa because of the people that are investing in growing this region, right?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
My mind is
It definitely makes sense. And what Gitzy is talking about is being supported by the people who live here. There are the business owners. The business owners are supporting the general public, and the general public supports the business owners, and that's why it works.
Yeah, it's like this
Yes.
beautiful circle of life.
Yeah. So, we would just suggest and encourage you to shop local.
Yeah.
Shop local, be local, support local, and it pays off.
Absolutely.
It pays off.
You're supporting dreams, people's dreams. And I can't tell you like how hard it is to be an entrepreneur unless you've done it yourself.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster ride. If we can support that here versus a big box store, like you have no idea the impact that you're making in somebody's life, family.
Right.
So it's
Right.
very
And
large.
and as entrepreneurs, I also have been an entrepreneur, and in this area as well. So when you're out and about and you're doing business, or you're stopping in to get something at a local store, storefront, or going out to eat, tell them how much you appreciate them, because there's days when we feel like,
oh yeah,
what are we doing?
And we're doing it, and we feel like we're doing it all by ourselves.
Right,
too.
right.
And, so,
and you feel like, do people really want me even to be here? Is this going to work? So let people know.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
Yeah, that
the
they're
smallest
appreciated.
thing, and that could be that little light that keeps them going another day.
Yeah.
So, and a piece of that is my theme that I've been really attaching to is I don't want anybody to feel like they're alone. Right. And so if we can take that space to honor and say, thank you for being here, thank you for being in Mills County, thank you for being Southwest Iowa, it's like soul work.
It is. It is.
So yeah.
Thank you, Gitzy.
Thank
you for being here.
This is just the beginning.
It is. Thank you for joining us on Mills County Roots. I'm here with Gitzy
Gitzy.
Loader with the Mills County Chamber of Commerce. I am Carlene Hall, and we'll see you tomorrow.